Hi everybody, I'm Tony Schaefer from What Drives Us. This is one in a series of videos I'm making about hypermiling. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 very simple rules to follow while hypermiling. Now, perhaps the word rules is a bit strong. I mean, after all, there aren't really rules to hypermiling. So consider these more like suggestions, but very strong suggestions. And this is more than just one guy deciding that I get to set the rules or that I'm in any position to make a bunch of suggestions. Actually, the following is a boiled down version of rants, gripes, and observations from fellow hypermilers and average drivers. Now, we all know there are stereotypes for all sorts of drivers. The loud engine drivers, tuners, and of course, hybrid owners. Now here's the rub. It is absolutely wrong to stereotype an entire group of people based on the actions of a few. Unfortunately, that very type of grouping is basic human nature. And the reason I harp on this is because when one Prius, for example, is holding up traffic, all Prius owners are categorized as horrible drivers. In other words, you, yes you, have the ability to make all of us look bad. You also have the ability to make all of us look good. Except that's just called normal driving. So that's where these rules, very strong suggestions, come in. While pursuing better fuel efficiency, don't make yourself and the rest of us look bad. And yes, of course, there are very valid reasons to violate the following items from time to time. I'm not going to entertain a discussion that includes absurd, hyperbolic arguments. Okay. I want to start with the one key overriding rule of all hypermiling. Don't break the law. Period. The point of hypermiling is to achieve really good average mileage, but there is not, nor will there ever be, a valid reason to consistently break the law in pursuit of really good mileage. There's not. There will never be. There are often reasons for minor quick infractions, but intentionally violating the rules of the road is never a good idea. And what do I mean by this? Well, let me give you an example. There have been people from time to time in online forums that have calculated and they keep professing that the most fuel efficient sustained speed for a hybrid vehicle is less than 20 miles an hour. I'm going to let that sink in. In fact, I'll say it again. Less than 20 miles an hour. Now, while this might be true, interstates have minimum speed limits, and they have to be obeyed for everyone's safety. If you're in a 30 mile an hour zone or 40 mile an hour zone, and you are constantly maintaining less than 20 miles an hour, you will probably get pulled over. So don't do it. Here's another example. If you watched another one of my videos, you understand that coming to a complete stop, chuck a quarter, is counterintuitive to hypermiling. But you know what you do at stop signs? You stop. Do you know why? Because it's a stop sign. Even if you come to a 4-way stop and there are no other cars around, you stop. It's the law. Suck it up. Everyone obeys the law. Don't break the law. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 2. And this is not so much a rule as it is something for you to keep in mind and always be aware of. Those people behind you, they don't care what your mileage is. They don't. So we know that cars don't drive themselves. We're not courteous to other cars. We're courteous to other people. Never forget that. I record these videos because I care about my mileage. You watch these videos because you care about your mileage. Everyone else, they don't give 2 shouts what your mileage is, or mine, or probably their own. And let's face it, there will be times that someone will be behind you and they're just going to work, or they're just going home, or they're just taking their kids to soccer. Who knows where they're going? They just want to get there. The last thing they had planned was getting stuck behind someone pulsing and gliding or maintaining a slow speed. If you ever see someone in your rearview mirror and they're getting frustrated and agitated, either sacrifice your mileage for a little bit or find a way to let them pass you safely. There's 2 key reasons why you need to do this. Number 1, If they get agitated enough, they will make stupid decisions in their attempt to get around you. That will put them, their kids, and you at risk in addition to any oncoming traffic. And number two, you're making the rest of us look bad. And guess what? We hate you for that. This means that from time to time, you might have to suck it up for the sake of traveling with the flow of traffic. If the traffic flow is faster than you would like, so be it. It might not be your best drive ever, but so what? I have the opportunity to interact with other hypermilers, and I always enjoy these discussions. However, sometimes one or two people will defend their ass-ish ways by arguing traffic laws, how they are correct because they know exactly how the law is written, and everyone else is wrong. If it ever reaches a point that you are defending yourself by arguing the nuances of traffic laws, you've already lost that argument. And while I'm not promoting a Lemming approach in which you're obligated to do exactly what everyone else is doing, what I'm saying is from time to time, given the situation, there's a difference between what's correct and what's best. Always try to do what's best, even if you know it's not 100% correct. Okay, I've saved this last one because it's not truly just a hypermiling rule. It's a rule for all drivers everywhere, and it's simple. Get the hell out of the left lane. I often drive on multi-lane roads and sometimes on the interstate, and just like everyone else, I'm irritated to no end by those people who sit in the left lane cruisers. And I'm not talking about people who are passing other cars. Oh, no. I have no beef with those people. That's what the left lane's for. I'm talking about the people who are driving the same speed or slower than everyone else, but somehow feel obligated or maybe entitled to squat in the left lane, mucking up the entire flow of traffic. They just gravitate to the left lane and sit there. Here's a case in point from my own life. I was riding with a coworker to a group dinner, and I didn't know where we were going, which is why he was driving. We'd driven about a mile in the left lane for no particular reason. Quite frankly, I get a little jittery when I'm riding with a left lane cruiser. So I checked over my shoulder and I said, hey, we're clear in the right if you want to get over. And he said, no, that's okay. We'll be turning left ahead. And sure enough, about 15 minutes later, we turned left. For the love of all that is right and holy, just because you're going to turn eventually doesn't mean you should squat in the left lane. Now, I've even read some of these people attempt to justify their actions by claiming they're helping maintain the speed limit by not allowing others to speed. Really? Of all the people in the world, guess who is not in charge of controlling everyone else's speed? I'll give you a hint. It's you. If you're not passing someone or immediately turning left, get the hell out of the left lane. Okay, so let's sum it up. 3 very strong suggestions. Number 1, obey the law. If you ever have to decide between the law and your mileage, the law always wins. 2, your mileage is no more important than the other people on the road. From time to time, you will have to sacrifice your instantaneous mileage for the sake of general traffic flow. It's going to be okay. You'll make it up, I promise. And 3, get the hell out of the left lane. If you are not passing someone or immediately turning, get out of the left lane. I really do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to see more videos about hypermiling, be sure to visit the What Drives Us YouTube channel. That's where you'll find these videos along with our weekly podcasts and car reviews. We record our podcasts live every Wednesday night with a live chat room. If you want to be in the chat room and get notified when the shows start, be sure to subscribe and click the enable bell. Thanks again, and remember, I'm not asking you to drive less, just drive better.